So I'm really bringing my A game tonight, you guys, and yes, I am talking about my boobs when I say that. Being a small-chested lady, I tend to get insecure about my breast size from time to time, but when I do, I just call it an identity crisis. Yeah, I was voted least likely in high school to get titty fucked. It was pretty... Yeah, but I had best hair, so that really makes up for it. You look great. So naturally, I've always been very curious about breast plastic surgery and getting boobs, which is fun. My Aunt Helen, she's about 67, so she has breast implants, but they're the beta tested ones from the 70s. And I understand home defense was very important, but breast implants were made with vibranium, the same shit as Captain America's shield. Every time I went in for a hug with my Aunt Helen, I almost broke a fucking rib. It was pretty intense. So I'm very glad that my taxpayer dollars have gone into titty technology as of recent, because I went to a plastic surgeon recently to get my boobs appraised. And did you know it's only $100 to get your self-esteem entirely destroyed? It's only $100. Try it out. It's fun. And I felt like there was no real doctoring being done during that appointment. It was 15 minutes front to back, including paperwork. And so he has an assistant. Why? The only thing you're doing when you're there is you're naked on a table. You're sitting on it's like a checkup, but much more sad. And so you're sitting there naked from the waist up, and they measure you, they measure you around. They take a ruler, make sure your nipples are even. We're doing titty math, you guys. And there's one last thing that they do. They check for density, which I think is just an excuse for them to touch your boobs and squeeze them a little bit. I was like, you didn't learn that at school. You didn't learn that at school. And then they take pictures for you, for your before and after. The only problem with that is that I did not get those pictures back. So I always wondered, I was like, what the fuck did he do with these pictures? And I wondered, he probably showed them to his plastic surgeon friends, being like, look at these shitty titties. Look at these. And I couldn't afford it anyway. So my grandma had a G-cup boobs. You guys know what those look like? Yeah, it's pretty alarming when you see it. I felt like she stole the titties from the whole family tree. It was unfair. And she always kept everything in there. I didn't realize I was redneck until I came to Washington. I thought that everybody's grandma kept their teeth in their titties. She's prepared, dude. She had her medication, my grandfather's medication, cigarettes. It's all just in one cup, people. You got orange slices, a romance novel, more cigarettes. It was a lot. One time we got in a car accident, and she was in the back seat, and she had a denture imprint on her titty. When the cops came up and were like, are you okay, ma'am? And she's like, ah! And with a big old denture mark on her titty. And I was like, Grandpa! And he's like, I did not! I got a single mom growing up, yeah. And it's a hard struggle being a young, hairy female with a single mama. Because it's a choose-your-own-adventure quest down there. I didn't have any training. Mama's too busy to talk about the birds, the bees, and the bushes. You gotta treat yourself, baby girl. And so I did. When I was growing up, the first time I got naked for anybody, I gave myself PTSD, you guys. Because I did not know you're supposed to do anything. So I was just rocking that Amazon until I was 14. And I took off my little Sesame Street undies for a guy, and I went, made a sound. And he was like, that's a lot. And I was like, we can agree that's a lot. But I didn't know any better. What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? The only guidance that I really had was when I was watching Nickelodeon, the Venus commercials. They'd be like, Venus! When you're sitting by a pool and see a bunch of bushes in different shapes. And it's always the three, basic-ass circle, rectangle, triangle, this boring. So during COVID, because COVID sucked, we had a lot of time to ourselves, right? What I chose to do with my time is I created some new designs. Think they're pretty outdated. We need some help. And I'm writing a book. It's called Increasing Your Own Personal Property Value. That's what I'm writing. So, I've got 3 for you. We're going. spice up your relationship. I'm just saying, you guys. This is also unisex. Guys, you can do it. Just like if you got the hair, use it, even on your back. It's fun. So, first one. For any of my God lovers, you like keeping things G-rated in the bedroom. G for God. You're gonna shave it into a cross. Use Nair, it's your friend. It's called the Coochie Fix. I do mine every Sunday. Every Sunday, it's between me and God. Anybody like comics? Anybody a DC fan here? Even okay, you guys know Batman, all that stuff. Okay, we got one for you. It's called the Two-Face. It's exactly what you think. It's gonna be nice and bald on one side, like Harvey Dent. We can trust him. And the other side is the bad guy. It's Two-Face. So get creative. Get a lighter, burn some. You gotta make it look convincing. He just killed his girlfriend. And it also comes with some role play. You can flip a coin. If I win, I can see the Batcave. But my fiance does not like that one. He is frighteningly straight. He does not. No butthole with that one. I cannot touch it. That's why my nails are so long. It's been this long since I've been able to touch a butthole. This is a sign of giving up hope. And my personal favorite is going to be a little bit of reverse engineering on a classic. I know anybody. Are you guys familiar with the landing strip? You guys familiar with that? Okay, so a little bit of a remix on that. I call it the driveway. And it's going to be nice and clean up the middle. And the housing market sucks, right? So we want to be good with the HOA. Keep it 2 inches on the sides. I'm not kidding you. My own personal property value's gone up 30%. 30%. So I come from a long line of drinkers. Anybody else? I'm the first stoner in my family. I'm like a first generation stoner. It makes me feel like I think I'm gonna be a better mom than my mom was to me. Because I could always tell when she was pissed. I'd be in my room playing Nintendo 64, be playing Pokemon, in the zone, and she'd come in with her pissed off mouth. I don't know what you guys call it for your parents, but I call it butthole mouth. That's what I call it. I knew my mom was pissed. She'd come in, her night's over, she's fucked up, so she's like, everybody goes to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. And I'm like, that's so fucked up. Like, it fucked me up to this day. I have anxiety, like, every day. So I'm gonna go up to my kid, and I'm just gonna be stoned, like, perpetually, forever. And they're gonna love it, because, like, what's the worst thing that can happen to your stoned parent? What am I gonna go into my kid's room at night and be like, hey, do you want anything from Denny's? Also, can you drive? I'm 10. Don't tell your father. It's just like me when I was a child.